Any idea? What is the difference between HTML and CSS? Okay, let me tell you. So if you take HTML, it is hypertext transfer protocol, right? So this is like a plain text. You see the cascading style sheet. It is a presentation of a text. So how we are going to present a text? Example, if I'm going to color the text, or I'm going to change the font size. So how I'm going to replicate it? So that is called as a cascading style sheet, the presentation of a text. So this is a plain text. Okay. So the next thing is how I'm going to design a CSS file. So you can go with any kind of editors. So in industries they are mostly preferring about Visual Studio Code. You can either go with Visual Studio Code, or you can go with Sublime. Okay, but as a fresher, you can use this Notepad++. Why I'm suggesting this? Because it will not automatically generate any words. Example, if you see the Visual Studio Code and Sublime, this is very advanced. Advanced in the sense, if I type something like a class name or ID, it will automatically generate the name. And if example, I'll show you. So this is a Visual Studio Code. Okay. So for example, I go to some file. Okay, this is the file. Okay. So now what I will do is, okay. So here I'm going to type something like TR. What happened? So here it is automatically getting closed, right? So it has a end tag also. So this is so advanced. Okay. So screen is not visible, Niranjana. I've shared the screen once again. Let me check. Okay, now is it visible? Now is it visible? Because okay, thank you. So see here, these are the three things I can prefer. So if you go with the Visual Studio Code, so if I type something like H1, so automatically what happens? So this closing tag will appear. Okay, so this is advanced. So if you go with Notepad++, what happens is it will not show any kind of closing tags, or it will not remind anything. Here it will highlight colors. Example, elements will be in one color. Okay, and if I go with a class, that will be in the another color. If I go with the JavaScript, the coding, so that will be in a different color. So each and everything get varied. So this is a very simple to use. So I'm using Notepad++. So just go here and type Notepad++. So I'll save this file. Let's go ahead and create one folder here. Inside this, I will save the file. Okay, so go with the notepad. So file, save as, I'm saving, you can give any name for this file name. Okay, but a save as type should be what is the file. Example, if I'm going to select HTML, then I should select on this hypertext markup language extension. If I go with CSS, you should select on cascading style sheet. If I go with JavaScript, you need to choose the JavaScript file. Okay, so as of now, I'm going to choose hypertext because I'll tell you why I'm doing this. Okay. So this is a basic structure you already know. Uh, HTML. So inside this, I'll be creating heads and body elements. Okay. So after saving this file, there are some three different things. So this is command line. Okay, for the HTML. So here we can import a file in a three ways. Either I can go inline or internal or external. Okay, so these are the different ways we can project. So if you go with the inline style sheets, what happen is, example, I have some heading here, H1. Okay, and inside this, I have a text called CSS. Okay, so I have a text called CSS. Now I'm going to color this. So this text is going to be a HTML, and what is the presentation I'm going to give? So that is called as a CSS. Okay. So here I will be giving an attribute as style. In this attribute style, I'm going to give two values. See here in the presentation, you can see so what they have mentioned. This is a property and this is a value, right? I'm giving a property as background color. So now you go and refresh this page. So you can see the background color, right? So like this, I can import it in an inline. If I'm going with the internal style sheet, I need to use a style element. So this is a style element. So here I have one more heading called h2 slash h2. Okay. So in this place, what I will do is here I will go and give as h2. Inside this h2, I'll be giving a property and value. So property, I'll be changing a color into some pink. Sorry, I need some text, right? So I'm giving as bootstrap. Here you can see the text has been changed. This is called as a internal style sheet. If I'm using external style sheets, just go here, file, save as. Inside this, I'll give some name as CSS dot CSS. You can give it a CSS here, or otherwise you can go and mention it here. Okay, save this file as CSS. Now I have some elements like h3. Okay. So now I'm going to color. I'm going to change the style. So h3. I want this to be a text decoration of underline. Okay, like this I've given. I'm just closing this h3. So now I need to link these two files, right? So what I will do is go here, mention a link tag. Rel is equals to style sheet. So because this is a style sheet, so mention it. And then what is the HREF? What is the link? What is the link name? It is a CSS dot CSS. Closes off. Check whether it is in the same file. Yes. Also, you can mention the type. So this is nothing but is a plain text and what format it is. Okay, so H3 and here we have closed it. Okay, let me change this to be alignment. So if you face any kind of issues, just go here and right click inspect. We don't have any errors. So what is the problem? We'll change the file name. So what did I mention? So REL, so HREF, I mentioned the file. Everything is correct. Okay, no problem. Create a new file. I just mentioned the element alone. Some error, there is some minor mistake. We have, okay, we'll check here. Okay, so type, check with heads. Okay, I have a separate file, right? So a dot CSS file. Select. So now I will create a h3 here slash h3. So inside this, I will give a link href. File name is a.css and then style sheet. Yeah, it is working. So sometimes it shows some error. Okay. So now what we'll do is, um, so this is called as an external style sheet. Okay. So these are the three different style sheet we can give. And one more thing is when you go for an interview, they might ask one thing. Example, uh, second. Okay. So what is the main thing they can ask is, example, if I have a H1, okay, for H1 I have given some color, and for H1 again I'm giving it in a my internal, and for H1 again I'm giving some color, some functionality or properties to that same heading. So which one will get first? So this will be the question they were asking. So what happened is, first it will take inline element. So this is called as a inline style sheet. Okay, so this will be considered first. This is called as a internal style sheet, and this one is called as external style. Okay, so these are the different things. So for example, if I run this code, what happened is, so actually what happened is, it will only take this. If for example I'm just copying this, okay, background color, and I'm giving it again, and I'm changing this to be a pink color. So it was taking only the inline style sheet. If the same property is given and the values get differs, then it only accepts the inline style sheet. If we go to the internal, if I have only internal and external, then it will consider the internal style sheet. So this is a cascading order. Okay. So now we know how to give the properties of this, and we discussed about this external, internal, and inline. So they have given box model in CSS. How to know about this box model? So see here. So let's take this example itself. Okay, just right click on this, go to inspect. If you click on the element, so this is the element part. Element is nothing but your CSS. Okay, so we have a toggle button, so just click on this. You can see a element value. So next, this is called as a padding. So now I will create one box model. So in this box model, so here also will be having an internet question. So I'll tell you what it is. Okay. So in this box model, I'm creating a containers. Okay. There are some two containers, div and slash div. Okay. So div is a container. So now I'm going to have some text, or let it be, I'm naming this to be a class A, and this to be a class. So there are some two classes are there. So now I'm going to style this. How I will be styling this? So you need to mention style. Okay, so inside this style, you have to specify the colors. Example, I want that container to be a width of some 100 pixels, and the height to be some 200 pixels. Okay, and I want some background color. Background color, I'm giving RGB values. Okay, RGBA. So I want red as 100, 100, 50. I'm giving some alpha point of 0 0.5. Okay, so like this, I've given some value, and for the same thing, for the B button. So now we will check. So what happens? This is for CSS. The other container. everything it got merged. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a margin. So listen, so margin is nothing but the space between this element and this element. So now I'm giving a bottom margin. Bottom margin to be some 50 pixels. So go and refresh. We can see the split between this box and this box. Okay, and the next thing is I'm trying to have a padding. So padding is nothing but space between the content and the border. So I have a content called, let me take Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so these are the two things I have mentioned. So you can see it here as well. So now I need some space between this content and the box, the border line. So what I will do is I need a padding here. So I'm setting a padding for all the font size and need some 10 pixels. Check here, there is some space between here. So, and also I'm placing this text to be at a center. So align center. So it is in the center. Okay, so this is the space. Example, if I'm increasing that to be, I want the top, okay, the padding top, I want it to be some 50 pixel. What happened? So it is getting decreased, right? So the text is become down. So and also I'm giving some 150 pixels to give it. You can see it is exactly at the center. For this also I'm giving the same padding value. Okay, so like this I have a two containers. The next what I'm going to do is I need a border. So border in the sense I want lines between all the four sides. So for that I'm going to create a border colon some 2 pixels I'm giving. Pixel is nothing but it's a width. Okay, and next thing is what is the style? So style I'm giving, I want it to be dotted and I need red color. Okay. Just copy this. So here I'm just giving this to be a groove. Groove is also one type. Okay, changing this to be some purple. Let's see what happens. So here you can see the border lines has been appeared. You can also increase this width. I increase this, giving as a 10. You can see like this it will be represented. Okay. So this is a box model. So now you know what is a content box and what is padding. So if you right click and check, click on this particular box. Okay. So you can see the content. This is a padding you have, and this is a border you have, and this is a margin space. Okay, clear? So the next thing is the what is the interview question they will be asking here is what is the difference between the box sizing? There is border box and content box. See here, I'm giving a box sizing content box. Okay, and then one more thing is here. So defaultly it will be in a content box only. Okay, box sizing border box. Let's check now. So you can see the more variation. See here, how is it, and here how it is. So just right click, go inspect, and check what is the you know uh, content. So content you can see. So whatever I have given in the width and height. So here I have mentioned width and height to be 200, 200. So I've mentioned for all the old containers should be 200, right? Which should be 200 and the height should be 200 for all the container. But it is only taking the width and height only for the text. Okay, it is only taking for the element. You click on the element, you can see it is taking 200. But if you go to the border box, if you go to the border box and click, you can see 180 is taken. 180 is your width. So what happened is, just listen. So here the border has been calculated. Okay. So what happened? The border will be calculated. We can take it as 1010. Okay. So 1010 means it will become 200. So this is your width and this is your height. So with this 180 already. So if you check at this, left and right, it is totally that is 18 plus 20, right? So it will be 20. So if you add 20, it will become 200. So if you go with 30, so your width is 30. Why? So we have added the padding also. So what is the padding value? It is 150. So 150 means overall, if you add this, it will become 180. Then we have 10 and 10. So if you add all these things, it will become 200. So whenever you are creating a project, so you have to mention the border box sizing as a border box. Okay. And so what is called as div and class tag. Okay, I'll tell you. So there are so many different things we have. Selectors. Okay, what are the different selectors we have? So here I have mentioned it as a class. Okay. So if suppose I want this to be a ID. ID is nothing but if something you're going to make it as a special thing, going to make it as a special thing, then you have to go with the ID. Then if you go and you need to change this to be a hash. If you're using a ID, you need to mention it as a hash. If you're going with a class name, you need to mention it as a dot. Okay, clear? So like this, we'll be doing. So next thing is, if you want to group the elements, example, say have two things, right? That is dot A, comma hash B. So here what I'm doing is I want to increase the font size for the both the elements. Okay. So I'm giving some 100 pixels for that font size. If you go and check, see the text, the font size will get increases to 100 pixel for both the elements. So this is called as a grouping selector. Clear everyone? So that they have mentioned here. So see here, a class name can be used multiple times, but the div ID is unique. What is ID selectors? So see here, they have given some example, like create a web page with the following sections. Okay, so I need a header section, I need make content section and navigation section and footer sections. So how I can design this? So just think on. So how we can design this? Any idea? So we'll create a simple website. Okay. So just go here. So already have a box, right? Okay. So I don't want anything. Just remove all these things. Let me remove this. Also I remove this. Okay, so this is the thing we have. So first thing is I'm just going to create a bookmarks. So how I can create a bookmarks? First we need to create a header. Okay, header portion is div. I'm giving a id, or you can go with the class name. Okay, so here they have mentioned it as a header, a navigation, main content, and footer. So let's go with that. I'm giving as a header slash div, and here I'm mentioning as a nav. So actually, this is a we have separately we called as a nav semantic elements. Okay, I'll show you one thing. So this is a one interview question. Okay, so what and all called as a semantic elements? Actually, you see, so whichever the things it has a meaningful, uh, thing, then it is called as a semantic element. So see here, article, header, details, and main. So each and everything it is called as a semantic elements. Okay. So this is an interview question. They will be asking you. So what is called as a semantic element? Okay. So better you can also try that using this to be header, nav, nav section. Like this we have created. So for header I'm giving some names. Okay, uh, let it take. So I am going to import some image as my brand, img src. So let me take some images from this website. Okay, let me take this image. Okay, so what is the image name? Copy this. It's a png font, right? So just close this. I'm giving it as a dot png file. Okay, and next is I'm just giving a width and height for this, like 100 pixel. Height it's gonna be 100 pixels. Okay, and next to this I'm giving some text. So example, I'm giving a name of the company which I'm going to have. So H1 net foundation. Like this I've given. So what I will do is I'll set this image to be float left. Okay, so float left in the sense it will be in a left side. For that purpose I'm giving a it as a float left. And whatever the other things if you are going to mention for this header, so it is actually a header element. Okay, so I'm giving a header element. I'm going to set a background color. A gray color, and I'm just giving a color to be black. So if you want, okay, I don't want to increase the font size and all, so just mention like this. Just we'll check how it is working. See here, like this, it has been mentioned. So if you want to increase the width and height of that heading, you can also mention like this. Instead of giving here, I'll change this to be H1. Okay. and I can also give a height. Gonna be some 200. Like this I can design, and I want my text to be at the center, so place it in the center. So this is my header. Okay, so I can also change this image to be a link. So inside this you can give href hash, just close this one. If you refresh and see, so it will be looking like a link. Okay, and next, what is the next thing I can do? Okay, so the next thing is, if you want to make a padding also, you can give yes, I need a padding that is top 100 pixel. It will be like this. Okay. If you want the image to be down also, you can mention it and give it here. Like this the header will be, and the next part is a navigation. So what we can do with the navigation, either you can mention it's to be a inline or a block. Okay, so here I'm creating a unordered list, or you can directly give us a link. Okay, so I'm just creating a unordered list. Inside this unordered list I'm going to have a list of elements /li, and bring a name as home, and I want this to be a link. So href equals to hash. Just close this link. So contact, services, and product. Okay. So like this we have designed. So now we will go and check. So here it is placed. So I don't want this a style, right? So I don't want this dotted thing. So let's go up. What I mentioned is for navigation, okay, so we can give a list style to be a none. Okay, we can give it for this unordered list or list of elements. So it will work. Okay. So the next thing is, if I don't want the decoration line also, you can mention text decoration one. So it also will be removed. So text decoration, none. Yes, it is correct. Okay, let me check. Okay, so if I give this, okay, so I just okay, I'll tell you this. Okay, so as of now, just leave it off. So next to this, I want to arrange this in a different way. So either I can give this as a display in line. If I give it as an inline, what happen is it will be in a in the single line, so it will occupy only the necessary width if I give display inline. So if I go with the if I'm giving some width and height for this, so let's take example, I'm giving some background color. Let's set some navigation. Instead of I'm giving a background color. Okay, some black color is appeared. So black or green color is appeared. So next thing is, if I want to change the text color also, that can also be possible. Uh, and I'm increasing the font size. So like this, it will be. If you need some spaces also, that also we can give. The space, we can give it as padding left. So padding left, can give some 30 pixels. So this, giving margin, it's 30 pixel. Better I can give all to be some 30 pixels and this to be a some 30 pixel. Okay. So like this I'll be getting elements. So and also this is my what this is my called as a navigation link, and this is my header link. So if I want to create anything like a footer section I need, right? So in section element, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this with this. So how I'm going to link? First take H1. Okay. Inside this H1, I'm giving a ID. So ID to be home. Okay. And I'm giving a name as home. And next thing is, and just copy this. Here I'm just going to change this to be a contact. And here this is a service and product. So here I will create a section element. So why we are creating a semantic element is fast in the interviews you have to mention mostly for the screen readers we are creating. Okay. So here in the section I'm giving I want some background color for all these things. So background color it's going to be coral color, it's going to be seen. Okay. So like this I've created. So next, so I'm going to link the section with this. Okay. So here I'll be giving a name as home, and here contact, and in this place it's going to be a service, and this going to be a product. Okay. So see here this name and this name should be similar. This ID name and the hash name should be similar. Okay, here I'm giving as a contact and service. Here is product. Okay. Once it is done, I'll get a paragraph. Okay, from online, go to lorem ipsum. So here, we're just going to copy this paragraph. And for this also, I'm copying the paragraphs. So like this, if you go and check, refresh the website, see here, if I click on this particular link, home, so it opens, it shows a home, and if I click on this contact, it opens contact information. If I click on service, it opens the service, and then if I click on the product, it opens the products information. Like this, it'll be creating a sections. Okay, and next thing is, so after doing this, I need a footer. So how I can create a footer? So in this footer, I can set a map. So for to set a map, I'm using an iframe src. Okay. So and also I'm just setting. So in the styling, I'm going to mention this iframe should be float left. Okay. So I'm mentioning that. So float left means it will be floating leftwards. So in the ISRC, just go here and type Google Map. Click on Google Map. Just click on any of icon. Just click on share. You have an embed option, right? Just copy this. Once you copy this, just paste it here. You'll be getting a map. Okay. And also, if you want, you can also set the form, sign in form or sign up form. Okay, I'm just giving a heading, sign up form, okay. A contact form. Better I can give it as contact us. So here I will be giving some fields. Let's take, I'm giving as a field set slash field set. Inside this field set, I'm going to give a label. Okay. So after giving this, I need some input field, input type. I want the text from the user and user name, username. Okay, and also I need their phone number and location. Cell number, and I need some, or I will be give this one as a text area. So here I will be mentioning a row and columns. So example, I'm giving 30 as a row, and column it's gonna be some 10. Okay, like this I have given. So now we will go and check. After this, we'll obviously have a submit button. Input type equals to submit. So and you can give a value gonna be a submit. So now we will go and check. So what happens? We refresh here. This header. So I don't want this header. I'll just remove this. Okay, it is in this order. So we can arrange this, contact details line by line. So if you want, you can give a break. this. So like this, you can also mention the name using labels. So it's a legend. Here you can give the name or your name, and here you can mention the phone number, and then description. Like this will be created. Okay. So this is a simple thing we can create it using a semantic elements. I hope everyone clear how to create this. Yes or no? Give thumbs up or you okay with this. You'll be able to create this page using header, footer, sections, and navigation. Yes or no? Give thumbs up whether you understood or not. Just tell me. So here also we can try this to be placed as float left. Okay, so like this you can design a page. Okay, so next we'll see linking between the section. Yes, we know. So how to create a web page on an International Yoga Day celebration is given the files. Provide the navigations for the first International Day of Yoga origin, sections and articles. So like this we need to design. So I hope you guys can create this easily. Yes or no? Yes, no. Can we create this easily using HTML and CSS? If you have any questions, you can ask me. How we can create this? So we can set a header and we can set a no navigation using unordered list. After doing this, if I click on this, I will get a this link. Okay, and examples of div and class already know. So this you should know what is dynamic CSS. I'll show you one example. Okay, so how we need to use a dynamic CSS example. I'm creating some variable. Okay, root. Inside this I'm giving some name. Okay, like hyphen root. So this is my variable name, and next to this I'm giving some special color as green. Just cut this and paste it here. Okay. So now what I will do is in this place I'm going to for the background color I will just copy this variable name like to the all the places. Okay, if I do this, see here the same output appears. If for example I'm going to add some color changes, so here I'm mentioning a red, so I need some kind of color. As an example I go with red hash ff 0000. Okay, so what I will do is here I will take this out and give a variable method. Inside this I'm going to place this variable name. If you go and check, see here all the text color has been changed to red color. Clear? The next what is transform and transition? So let's see how we can do this. So first I'll create this container, so better we can do it here itself in the same page. So Let's take a header. Okay, so this header element, I want some transition. So how I can make a transition? Where is a header? I'll better go with H. Okay. Here, what I will do is I'm going to make some transition. Okay. So, transition. In this transition, we have different, things. Example, I can make, skew. I can make a scale. I can also rotate it. Okay. So these are the options we have in a transition. So how we are going to make this? So simple. So you need to give the transition name. Let me check this. Sorry. Yes. This is transition. So inside this, I'm going to give a value. For example, I'm just giving this to be a rotate. So there are different values. So for rotate means obviously it need degree. So I'm just giving as a 20-degree. Go and check the output. So which one I have given? Sorry. So I need to mention it as a transform. Sorry. Yeah. So see here, all the header box has been in a rotation format. Okay, so this is how it will be transition. So next is in a transform we have one more option called skew. Skew means you can do it diagonally. You can invert it diagonally. So if you go and refresh here, you can see it is diagonally uh, stretched. So if I want it vertically stretched, then I need to mention it as Y. If I do, if you go and refresh, you can see vertically. If I want it in X, that is horizontally, it will be in a horizontal directions. So everything has been changed to the horizontal directions. Okay, and next thing is how I can scale it. I want to increase the size of top and bottom. So for that, you need to go to the scale option. So here I'm mentioning some 1.5 as the value. See here it has been increased the height. So just want to increase the vertical axis. And what happened? It will increase only the vertical axis, not the horizontal axis. So clear? So this is all about transform. Next we will see what is transition. So if you look at the transition, so we have different properties. Example, there is called as linear. There is called as ease and ease out. So how I can do this? So very the important thing is should understand what you are going to make a transition. If example, I'm just going to change the transition of my width, then what I have to do? Let's see. So let me take. Um, okay, I'll take this navigation. Okay, I'm going to change the navigation. So let's get down. In this element, what I will do is I already have a. Okay, I'll set the width and height for this. Example transition width. I'm going to transition. I am going to transfer width into some values for a 2 second and also the height for some 4 seconds. Okay. So when it gonna be happen while I'm hovering. So when I'm selecting that particular element. Okay. So while hovering, my width should be some around 400 pixels, or let it take. and then height also mentioning. So this is my navigations. You can see the width and the height has been increased. If I change the width to be some 300, or let me decrease it, okay, 50, and this is going to be 50 pixels. Okay, over this you can see it takes only the 50 pixels. Like this it will be moved. So this is all about transition. And next one is animation. So animation is all about you need to use one important thing that is called as a keyframe. So keyframe is um, example. I'm going to have some query for this for a keyframe. So so we will understand what is first is relative positions, layout, everything. Okay. So first thing is a relative and absolute. For example, I already have a this container, right? Just remove this. Okay. I already have some header containers. Inside this, I need some element, or let me put it in the navigation. Okay. So in the navigation element, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some container. Okay. So what I will set is this is going to be my relative. That is, this is my parent. This is my parent element. Inside that, I have some text, right? So let me add something else in the navigation. I have given the name like this update. So see, so this is this is my parent container and this is considered as a child. So now what I will do is I'm going to give a class name for this, something called C or E. Okay, so this is my class name. So here in the style element, I'm going to give us some special things. So E, I want this updating should be position absolute, that is my child, should be placed within this container box, and I want some colors. Okay, and also background color, or I give a border. Okay, like this I have given the thing. So next is, and also I want this to be placed where, so example left or right or something. So everything like a portion absolute or it may be a relative, it will be having a special properties. Okay. So first I will give a special property left to be some 50 pixels. Okay, it will move towards a 50 pixels, and I'm giving a right side to be some 50 pixels. So that is top. If I go and refresh, you can see. So I can also mention the width and height for this. With this. So I can increase the navigation width and height. so that it will be easy for us. Oh, actually this got merged, everything got merged. So here you can see the absolute, question. So which is placed inside this. If you want to move this also, you can move. See here, in this question, I'm just giving this to be a 10 pixels or 0 pixel. Let's see what happened. It will be exactly inside this element. So this is how we'll be creating. Okay. So why I have told this, because we should know these things to create a keyframes. So how can I create a keyframes? Example, let's take this navigation part. Okay, I'm mentioning that to be a relator. Okay, and inside this relator, I mention the animation property. As a property name, I'm giving us Annie. You can give any names you want. You can also give move, and I want that to be take some 5 seconds of duration, and how many times it should loop. So infinite time. It should loop for infinite time. So now you need to write a query for this move. So how long it's going to be moved, and which position it's going to move. So that you need to mention. Okay. So here in this place, writing a query as key frame move. Inside this, I'm just giving as 0%. It should move towards the top of 0 pixel. Okay, and then I just copy this. Here I'm giving a value for 25%, and this gonna be 75, and this to be 100%. Okay, so the top it should move some 200. Again, it's go to 50 pixels, and then 100. Like this, it should move. So as of now, I don't want this absolute. Okay, better I'll do it in a separate file because everything is getting merged. Since background color, let's okay. Wait a minute, I'll show you how it works. Actually, I have a separate file for this. This is animation, right? So I have a animation file. So see here, like this, it will be moving. So if you want to, see the out that is coding, I'll show you. It's very simple. So you need to create a two containers. Okay, this is one container and this is one container. So here I'm using only one. Okay. So if you see here, I've created a width and height, background color, position, and what is the name? Animation. Animation name is animate. And what is the animation duration? I have mentioned it like this, or you can either give us animation like this. You can give. So either you can give in a separate thing, or you can give it like this: animate and 2 seconds. So whatever it may be, everything is same. Okay. And here I have set keyframes for this animate. 0% 25, 50, 75, 100. So what is the color and how it moves from left to top, and so how it should be taken. So see here in this output. Uh, Refresh this page. So if I click on this button, first it will move to the leftwards of 50 pixels. So can you see? First it goes to the leftwards. It in red color. Next thing is it will be moving left towards 200 pixels. Okay. So like this, each and every time it will be moving accordingly. Okay. So this is all about a keyframe. So next, this is transition we know, and animations, box models we know. So what is called as an inline block. So I have a separate output for this. So I also we have created right inline. So let me check in this file. We're talking about the display. Okay, I'll take this example and we can edit and we can see how it is working. Okay, so just come down. Here I have created. So here also they will be asking. So if you are attending the interview for, front end development, they'll be asking question as. So give me some three examples for inline and inline. Sorry, block element. Okay. So first we should understand what is inline and block element. Okay. Um, let's take this example, or I'll give this example. I'm giving a H1 here. Block level element. Okay, let's close this H1 and I'm giving a background style to be. So what it does, it takes the entire width of the root, right? So that is called as a block level element. So what is called as an in element? So then what is inline element? So if I go here, okay, if I go here and I just type here as span element, okay, and here I'm again closing the span element. So span element is called as an inline element. If you're going to change any particular text which is very lengthy, then you can use a span element. Inside this I'm giving a style, this color to be some red. Okay, you can see that particular color alone it isn't red. So what happened, the inline element will only occupies the necessary space of a text. If I increase that space, what happens? So it will also the properties also get increased. Okay, so, understood. So what's the difference between this? And if example, if I give some width and height for the inline element, okay, here I go and I give some width. Okay, width is gonna be some 100. And also I'm giving height. It's gonna be some 200 pixels. So I have given width and height for this. If I go and refresh, nothing has been happened. Why? Because inline element will not take the width and height. Okay, but if you just cut this and give it in the block level element, so what happens? If you go and refresh this, you can see the width and height has been changed. Okay, so like this, we'll be doing. So what is called as an inline block then? So let me take some span element. So I'll take this span element and I'll give a class name to be D. Okay. So now what I will do is go to the style elements, just go here and give dot D. Okay. So inside this, I'm just going to give a width as 100 pixels and height it's going to be 100 pixels. Now I'm mentioning this to be a display colon inline block. Let me check whether the D has already mentioned. So see here in this place you can see. So this is also the same thing. Like I have mentioned inline block. So in this example itself, I'll tell you. Okay. So if I go and change this to be a 300, so if you go and refresh, you can see this has been decreased. Okay. So what happened is inline block will calculate the width and height. Okay. So this is all about a display. And what is position techniques? We already discussed about relative and absolute. Okay. So now we will go with a fixed and sticky. For example, the same example I can take. I have a container called div slash div. Okay. Inside this div, I'm giving a class name. Uh, a. Not a. Let me give it as a fixed. Okay. And just copy this. Fixed and sticky. So static is a default thing, so it will not have any special properties. If I have some content like um, notification for your update. Okay, so this is the text I've given. So now go here. I'm going to create a this is a class so fixed. Inside this fixed, I'm giving a position to be a position colon fixed. Okay. And next to that, what I will do is I will mention some width and height for this. Okay. With this example 100, height it's going to be 100, and where I just want to place this. I want to place this at the top position. So I'm giving a special property to be 0. Okay. And if I want some border, yes, I can give the border. Let me take 10 pixels and I want it in a groove and red. So now, what is the page? So some text has been overlapped. Okay, let it be like this. If I move this towards left side, so we'll see how it is moving. So I'm just moving this to be a left side like 50 pixels, or I'll give it as 100 pixels. Okay, so what happened is it will be moving towards a left side. Again, I'm just giving this to be 200. So see here. Okay, so like this it will be there. So if I scroll this, see here it will be in the fixed place. It will not be scrolling, so it will be always in that fixed place. So that is called as a position fix. So sticky is nothing but if I'm changing this to be sticky. Okay. You can give any name you want, the class name. So here also I'm changing this to be a sticky. Okay, just come down. Refresh this. Here you can see at some point it has been what? It is scrolling off, right? So, okay, it is scrolling off. If I change the stop to be some 100, or will we give it as 50 pixels? Okay, you can see it is in the fixed state after some time, so it will not be scrolling. So if you give a 0, so at some point whatever the portion you have given, so at this it will be scrolling off. Can you see this? It is scrolling. So this is all about a sticky and a fixed. So a example I can give. So if you visit some website, there will be some WhatsApp icon will be scrolling off, so that is sticky. Okay, and for fixed I can tell you a notification, so that is a best example. Okay, so give me 1 minute. Yes. Next we will see. I think so. We have completed everything in this part. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will move on to the next part. Okay, so in JavaScript, so we'll learn about JavaScript. So see here, handling the HTML events. So what is JavaScript is all about? What are the versions we have? So in the industries, especially in JavaScript, so this, I'll show you what are the different things. So if you want to learn some new technologies, okay, so I'll show you in a second. So in industries, there are two differentiations are there. Okay, I can take code bytes, JavaScript channel. So if you are going to attend an interview for this JavaScript, then see here, if I click on this, just scroll down. Here you can see, the options like first reverse, right? If I click on this button, you go here, it will be assigning some values. It will be showing like, the functions and what is the name of this function name and what it's going to return. Okay, each and everything will be given. But what you have to, that is, you have to do is you need to mention the code alone. So what is the main function? For example, if I'm going to pass a string str, so how it is going to be converted? For that, you need to write the code. So this is the basic things, challenges, they are expecting from the industries. Let me put in the chat box. Okay, chat in the chat box, so just check it. And if you go and check for JavaScript versions, so you can see so many versions. Okay, so there is a major difference between this ES5 and ES6. If you go and select this ES5, so it is all about the normal functionality which we are doing, which we going to have. This is called as an advanced concept. Okay, so if you know all these things only, you will be able to attain, or it will be easy for you to learn about the advanced concepts. If you're going for a React JS or Angular JS, so this is going to be helpful for you. Okay, so so this is how JavaScript is nothing but is a client-side scripting language. Then why we are going to learn this? So if you see HTML and CSS, what I've told, HTML like a text and CSS like a presentation. So how we are going to make a color, right? HTML and CSS. So third thing is JavaScript. So JavaScript will give the functionality. For example, I can create a button using HTML and CSS, and I can make it a color, and I can give a design. Everything I can do, but I need some data to be evaluated. Something is going to be, make it as a actions or a behavior. Then I will go with this JavaScript. Okay. So in JavaScript, if you see, these are the important topics we should know. For how we are going to handle the HTML events, and how we can make animation, and how we are going to, read the element state and data, form handling. So there are two ways of form handling. Okay, the one is we call it as basic validation. Second one is data validations. We can easily do the basic validations. How we can do? Using attributes like required, right? We're using required patterns, and also you can set max length. So like this, you will be evaluating, or you can do the basic validation. If you go with the data validation, what is all about? So if something, if the user is typing a name, okay, which is not appropriate, then it will it throws an error. Okay, so like this, we are going to deal with it. So we are going to validate the data. So this is called as a data validation. Finally, how we are going to work on cookies and sessions. Okay, so they have given some informations like what is JavaScript. So JavaScript is already we know it is a scripting language, and this going to be a lightweight. So why they have mentioned it as example, if you go with Java, so Java is it is a high level thing. So if you want to learn Java, it is really a crucial. So it is little bit tedious, right? But when you come to an JavaScript, this is very simple, but it is somewhat case sensitive. But still, it is easy to understand because we are going to embed HTML, JavaScript with the HTML. So I'll tell you how we can do and what are the interview questions we have. So this is a main content, and this is a presentation, and this is going to be a behavior. And who created this JavaScript and every informations are there. So actually this is developed by Netscape, not Sun. Okay, and it's going to be executed in a browser. We are going to get an output in the browser. It's not a full featured programming language. So what they are saying, it is not like C, C++ in Java. Okay, so this syntax is similar to Java only, but there is a major difference are there. And so again, they have given some information about this and why JavaScript. So what are the difference between JavaScript and Java? So if you see Java, it's a Sun microsystem. JavaScript is developed by Netscape. Okay, and Java is developed by Sun microsystem. So in JavaScript is a high-level scripting language, and Java is an object-oriented programming language. And this is easy to learn. This is comparatively difficult, and this code run written first written and then compile. So we are not going to compile anything, we are just going to execute the code. Okay, so this is going to be directly embedded in HTML, so it is not possible in Java. And how we'll be getting the output? So now we will see the simple code, how we can design a page using JavaScript. I'll tell you one basic example and then you can do it. Okay, give me 5 more minutes. So I'm going to save this as a HTML only. Okay, so what is the basic structure? Type, HTML/HTML. Again, here the placement of scripts. There are 3 ways. You can either go here within the body element, okay, or you can do it in the head element, or you can create some external files. New file save as. Actually, I have saved the file here already. It is in D drive. Okay. I also saved this new file in a D drive. Okay. So here it is external. I'm going to mention the external extension. So if you go here, just what are the different placements we have. So if you want to mention this, you need to give a script element here, slash script. Okay. So inside this, you will be giving the elements. So for example, I just want to print the name. So what I will do, so document.write. So document is an object and write is a method. Okay. In this, I will go to print the values. So I want the name of EduNet Foundation Student Development Program. Okay. So this is a name I've given and just giving a semicolon. Okay. So you can directly give in a H1, but I'm telling you how to print this. Okay. This is the object and this is the right method. So now you go here and just run the file. So see here I can see the text over in this place. Okay. So this is how you will be doing. The next thing is in head element. Also you can do this. Just copy this all the script. Just cut and paste it here. Go and refresh this page. Still you can see the same thing has been appeared. Okay. And if I'm going to use it here, sorry, I'm going to give it in this place. So now I don't want the script element. Okay. Instead of the script element, I'll go here in the JavaScript and I'm going to link this. So how I will link this? You need to mention scripts, src. What is the file name? It is javascript.js. Okay. Then after mentioning a script src, close this off. Now if you refresh javascript.js, right? Let me check in a second. Okay. I need to close this. Actually, this is an element. Link is a tab. So now you can also mention the type as text JavaScript. So what is the error? Just go and right click, go to the inspect. So just click on the error. Unexpected token. Where is that? In which line it is showing? So in the first line. What's the error? Let me do it again. It's an error. It's showing out. Type HTML, HTML slash HTML. Inside this I have H. is I'm creating a script. Just close the script, and here it is SRC. What is the file name? It is javascript.js. Next to this, this one. Sometimes it will be showing like that, so we can easily link it. Okay, using a script element. Okay, so these are the some 3 ways. Yes, yes, we can complete. Yes, we can wind up. Um, and after completing this, I'll be sharing